Hi there, Jack. Welcome to part 2. We're going to bind the new controller, or my controller, to this Phantom here. So make sure, quick and easy. So we'll do this in set stages because I'm not sure which part needs software or not. But the quick and easy one is where we bind the remote controller quickly to this. It's very simple to do. So the first thing you need to do is switch on the Phantom. Make sure the old controller is not switched on and no other radio controller is switched on at all. So make sure it's completely switched off, Phantom off. So we turn the Phantom on to start with, power up, and down in the, let's get the app up so we can see what we're doing. So, right, she's on now. So as you can see, she's on. So I'm just getting up so I can make sure you're in shot. So, right. So, see if we can see, yeah, right, so down the side here is a red light. It's flashing, basic flashing because it's obviously can't see the remote controller on. So if we take a very small screwdriver like that, poke it down the little hole for the button at the bottom there, and press it, hold it for a couple of seconds, and it changes colour. So now it's changed sort of an orangey red colour. So that's now turned the binding process on the Phantom itself here. Get this in view. So it's ready binding. So as you can see, on there, it's flashing an orangey colour down in the little hole there. Okay, so that's ready. So, and all you need to do, it's simple as that, is turn the new controller you want to bind to it on. And within seconds, finds it, light goes out, then all these lights change colour, as you can see. So now the light's off, and she's now bound to the remote controller. So to test that is I power the motors up. Done. So there you go. And as you can see, turn these motors off. And as you can see at the bottom here, oh, I can get in focus. If I use the tilt wheel, oh, maybe don't like being like that. That's it. Now the tilt wheel is now working with the remote, but you need to go through a calibration process for the tilt wheel to move more slowly. But we know it's communicating with it, so that's fine. So that's how you bind the range extender to the Phantom. So the next thing we're going to do is bind the transmitter, the range extender, to the wireless box on here. And then we'll see if it actually then works on the app. So we'll give that a go in a sec. Right, I've decided I'm going to show you the binding process because it was quite straightforward. I had to get it all in my head first. So with aircraft on and remote controller on and your range extender, so to allow the app, allow this to be bound to the new range extender, I had to hit the reset button here on the side. You hold it in until the system light goes out, take it off, and then it goes into a reboot. Then on your phone, you wait till the light goes solid green again, and on your phone you go into settings on your Wi-Fi settings here, and you wait for the Phantom to appear in your Wi-Fi list. So as soon as this has gone completely green solid, it will appear on here. You click on it, and it will then connect to this controller. So once that's connected, then you jump to the DJI app itself. Okay. So in the DJI app itself, you'll now need to bind the extender with the camera now on here, because obviously they're unlinked at the moment. So on the DJI app, you go under settings, scroll down to general, so you scroll down to general like that, and you click on binding, and it will open up the app, and then in here you should see at the top here, at the moment I've already bound it, so at the top here you'll see the camera's already bound to. In theory, because you're doing another range extender, this will be empty. So you'll either can click on the scan code, which will then open up the scan app, then you just take a picture of the logo, this scan button, this picture here, and it'll feed that information for you. Or you can click on the MAC address at the bottom here, and it'll ask you for the last digits on here. So it'll start off and show 60, 60, 1F, then you need to put in the rest, which is like 01, 70, 74. But your one on there will be a different number. So you put that on there, and then click OK, and this range extender will reboot. It'll flash for several times, and then as soon as it goes back to solid green, once it's gone back to solid green, it will then show up in your list to reconnect on wireless, or it'll probably just reconnect like mine has on here. Then you can jump to the app again, and then go back to camera, and then the first thing you can do is check to make sure, because this is still showing no video. So we've now changed the remote controller, we've changed the range extender, so it's not the range extender problem, it's got to be the actual video transmitter inside the Phantom itself that's actually at fault. So I mean, I can press on the pan up and pan up down on the app on here, which is doing exactly the same as it was before. It was panning fine, it records on the camera fine, and you can stop it as well, and the camera stops on there. So we know the issue is still the same. So it's got to be the actual transmitter in here itself. And I've just noticed as well, looking at this, all powered on. It's been powered on for about 5 minutes or so, and the top of the Phantom here is pretty hot, and that's right above where the actual range, the actual receiver is for the Wi-Fi. So I've got a feeling it's overheating, causing the problem. Shouldn't feel that hot. So my next stage now will be, we've done the remote, we've ruled out phone, we've ruled out controller, we've ruled out the range extender. It's not those. So now we can actually then start opening the shell up, look inside, and replace the the Wi-Fi module here with the one I've got that works, and then we'll rebind this back together, and we'll try the app again, and then we'll see if then I got a feeling it will work, and that's what the problem may be. So let's do that video next. Right, now we've got the top off, so this is the one we're repairing, and already it's got a strong whiff to sort of like a burning board smell, which is coming from the top, which smells different to my one. Mine doesn't really have much of a smell to it, but this one does. That normally means that something's frying. So this is what the problem we're looking at is this is the video transmitter that transmits the actual data. So when you're controlling the gimbal and the commands, this is actually what it picks up, receives it, sends it to the gimbal. So this is the module that I do believe is what's causing the problem. So we're going to strip this out, and with my one here, because this is my spare one, we're going to move, because I know this one on mine works fine, so we're going to swap that over with this one here, and then we'll power it up and see if it actually works. So what I'm going to do is, rather than unscrew this one, I'll unscrew this one, and I'll just put it on top of this one for the moment and plug the cables into it to see if it definitely is this module that's causing the problem. So that's anything I can think of that is causing a problem. So this is held down. You have to be careful with this one because it's got double-sided sticky tape under its belly basically, and it's got a screw here, these coming off. And then I think then you have to sort of then leverage it up and off the board. Because I've already taken this one apart before, this should come up quite easily. So what I'm going to do is just going to take mine off this one. We'll sit it on the top of this, and then we'll plug these cables. So you've got two antenna aerial arms. We've got a cable there and a cable there. That's all we need to take off. There's nothing else that actually, yeah, so it's just two antennas and two cables there. That is all it needs to be taken off for that one to sit on top of it. So we'll do that next. So a bit of high speed footage again. I see the video transmitter's off, so underneath there you've got a bit of double-sided heated tape, or whatever you want to call it, on here that actually sticks to the base plate here. So it's held with one screw. That's all it's held with. So you've got to be careful if you lift it up slightly, you'll start hearing it sort of tear a little bit. So I would advise use a flat, because I've already taken this off before, so it's quite easy. I would use a flathead screwdriver and just slowly sort of wedge it underneath, tackling at the bit here very gently, pull and pull at it until it actually comes up, basically comes up. So there is a bit more, a couple cables. There's the 2 antenna areas at the front here, needs to be taken off. So before you take it off, take a picture on your phone to know what it looks like, so you can actually see the cabling work and stuff. So if you do forget after taking it off which goes where, then at least you can look at your picture and work out where the cables are. So you've got 2 antenna area there, you've got 2 cables there, so you have to pinch them and pull them. They come off nicely, so don't tear at them because they will easily break, because these are very delicate things. And then I realised there's a side cable here, again this one's quite hard, you need to pinch it again and put it off. So it might be worth getting a long pair of pliers that have got really tiny pointed ends that will allow you to pinch them and come off. So that's basically taken out. So this is the bit that I do believe is actually causing a problem, because that one on there is well overheating for some reason. So couldn't be good, couldn't be nice for GPS. So that's basically what it looks like inside the Phantom P2 when you strip it down and you take off the receiver. So and it's actually made it much more lightweight. I would hate to fly it like this because I think the wind would really blow it about. So these have got, it's quite a weighty feel to it. But there you go. So that's the module we're looking at. So because I was thinking about laying on top of that, but this cable is quite tight down in the side there. I can't seem to, oh, it might come up, but it's, no, it's too fiddly to get my hands in there because it's got all this stuff in the way. So I'm going to have to take this off and then put this one in place of it and see if it actually works. So another bit of high-speed footage for you. As you can see on that one, it was, because it's never been taken off before, it's very hard. So I had to slowly get I got my flat head out, and I slowly sort of pushed underneath and pushing back away this adhesive tapes, and slowly wedged, slowly lift it up as I was doing it. And again, take your time because you don't want to damage this or damage anything around it. And be careful when you keep to this plastic shroud, because this gives you an idea where to scrape at, because if you go too far over, you'll start hitting components on the board, and the last thing you want to do is actually rip the components on the board. You just literally want to remove some of this tape. It's very, I don't know why DJI has done that, but it's like real sticky shit on it, because it really makes it difficult to remove and repair and replace basically. So that's the old, this is the damaged one, the one that we've got problems with. But to look at it, it all looks intact, okay, but you don't know what's actually gone on inside the box causing it to overheat. So yeah, so that's the one that's the problem. So I'll put that to one side. We'll take my one that I've taken off, and what we'll do is, I'm not going to stick it right down, I'm just going to place it in the top there, and then we're going to power the Phantom up and see if it actually works. So this is the only thing that I think of that's causing the problem. So, and it seems to be a common problem coming up now with these Phantoms, these things not transmitting, they're breaking down for some reason. I mean, I've held a Phantom since they've been out of day dot really, or since the P2 Pluses version. You know, I've not had any problems with. I've had 2, and not had any problems with the receiver module or anything to do with the gimbal, apart from me breaking my own. So I'm just going to remove all this sticky tape off, because we can replace this with a bit of tape later anyway. So I just want to make sure this all works. So almost moved off. Done. And so we're going to plug the cables in. So you got one big cable here which goes into the bottom. Again, you can't put these cables the wrong way around because they're all different sizes. So there's a port for each one, very easy to remember, and they only go one way around, so you can't get it the wrong way around. And when these ones are quite easy to put back in place. What you got to remember is the aerial one here. It's got a tiny, I think it's very hard to see, but it's got a very tiny pin inside. So when you're putting that one back, make sure you don't shove it in there. You do it exactly, no force, and just pop it in. Otherwise, if that breaks, then obviously you're not going to get any signal whatsoever, basically. So that's just lied in there, basically. as it should be. It's nicely connected to the flight controller, and what we're going to do is we're going to power it up and see if actually it works or not. So we'll grab the top parts, put the GPS aerial back in, and for safety we're just going to put the top part back on. So all the cables back intact, make sure all they're in, all plugged in, back intact. Remove the gimbal shroud off the bottom there with battery. Take the battery, put the battery back in. So remember, any repairs you do, always remove the battery. Okay, so the battery is back in, and the remote controller that we've bound to it. So we might have to do a rebinding again to this, because also remove the transmitter. Hi, sorry, we got it bound anyway. I had to turn the wireless signal off on my GoPro while I was actually doing the video basically, and I rebound it. And what I forgot, actually, the one thing I did forget is the MAC address is not actually the camera gimbal itself. It is the actual receiver. This is actual where the MAC address is stored. This is the camera's MAC address. So basically what we remember is the MAC address on the bottom of this is not what I need. I have to read the label on there. Because I swapped these over, it wasn't the right MAC address I was pointing at. So I took the MAC address off this top of this one here, because these are all printed with a MAC address, because in theory that's the device that controls gimbal, video feeds, the wired connection, you know, the panning, tilt, in anything the app does. This is what this is the main box that communicates with it basically. So I've tied it into the MAC address on there, and let me just quickly get the settings up now. So you swap it over, can reconnect it all up, go through your binding process. When you come to the MAC address, take it off the top of this little label here. There's no, this is quite warm, but not as hot as what that was anyway, basically. So let me just quickly show you. So go through, connect into the Phantom, straight in, and now we go over to the DJI Vision app. We now shows it's connected, and we now click on camera, and as you can see, it goes round. Bang! There we go. Got a video feed. We've got the lens cover at the moment. So if we can just take the lens cover off, yeah, because I messed about with it. There you go. So let me just quickly pan her up. I'll move that one side out of the way with, and as you can see my garage. So we actually fixed the issue. So the problem was this little receiver module. So I'm going to source the part now, find how much they are. I think the last time I've seen somebody got charged £65 for a new one of these. So I'm going to source for a new part, see how much they are, and then we get it replaced, and we get it shipped back to the owner. So there you go. So that was what the cause of the video. So if you are having a problem where your app is communicating with your gimbal, and it's panning, tilting fine, it's allowing it to record on and off, but you get no video feedback, then this is what the problem will be, is a little receiver module here that's actually at fault. So there you go. So there you go. So that's all done. It's all up and running and working. It get quite hot, but obviously this was getting so hot it was actually coming through the top on the side there. But yeah, there you go. So we got I can see the satellites, I can see me, I can pan and tilt, feeds all there, it looks perfect. So we've actually fixed it. So that was the issue. So I'm now going to source some costings, and I'm going to get back to the owner, and I'm going to get all this packed up and ready, and then you can have it back very soon anyway. So there you go, sorted. So thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe, guys. Hit that like button, hit my subscription button. We've got competitions coming up very shortly to win some tickets for the UK Drone Show. So if you want to enter in that, remember it's email me at jack at DJI Phantom UK, and also remember to put subject as competition time. I want full contact details and the reason why you would like me to send you a free ticket to the UK Drone Show. So until then, fly safe, be safe, and see you soon. Cheers.